And now join us here on the Inland Sports Show. It's almost time for another high school football season, so bringing him on, he's one of our favorites. He's the head coach of the Norte Vista Braves, Ken Batdorf. Coach, it's hot out there. You already know this. It's hot out there, but you guys are out there getting ready for the season.
It is warm. I know we've got to be all over 100. I know all week it's going to be 100, and we actually did Hell Week this week. We're doing Hell Week this week, and I'm going to give it to our kids. They're out here. They're selling out, working hard, and really proud of their effort.
So, Coach, I'm assuming weeks or months ago when you planned Hell Week for this week in July, you were probably hoping it wasn't going to be like 108 all week.
That wasn't really what I was expecting. In fact, in June, I'm like, you know what? It is the best June I've ever remembered. Looking around, all excited. I'm like, it's going to come back to bite us in the butt, and it has.
Well, Coach, I want to talk about your locker room, and I'm going to get to that in just a moment. But let's talk about this year's team. You got some dudes coming back. You've got a lot of experience on the line. You've got some playmakers. Are you excited about what this Norte Vista team might be able to accomplish this season?
You know what? I am, and I think that's why I wanted help. I needed us to kind of get torn down a little bit and then build us back up to the rest of the team. When we all have the same goal and we're working for the same cause, we're going to be pretty good. But we still have to keep going out there and play each down and each game, and nothing's going to be given to us. So, we got some really good linemen. We got some great strength. I got some good skilled kids coming back, and we've added a couple. So we're pretty enthusiastic about what could happen.
Obviously, coaching football is a lot more than just wins and losses. Of course, wins and league titles and all that stuff is fun. But does it get you excited going into a season knowing this is a good group? Like, if we handle our business, if we do things the right way, this could be a special team.
It could be. In fact, when I talked to the coaches, one of the comments I said, are we going to be that team? The team that we always talked about in the past. Hey, there was that team in, 23. Remember those guys? That's what I want this group to be like. And we could be, but just you have to be lucky and healthy and do the little things right. And that's kind of what we're preaching. Do the little things right. And hopefully we can do that.
Well, you guys were just a couple plays away from, or maybe just one play away from playing for a CIF championship last season. So how many guys are back from that team? Do you have a lot of experience?
On the offensive line, we're returning 4 starters. We would have had 5, but one got hurt, and he might be ready by league. So, again, that's a really good group up front. We're going to start probably all juniors up front, all the way across. So that's kind of unusual, but they're pretty good for juniors. And then my quarterback is in a fight for a starting job. I mean, he was good last year, but we have another young man, Seth Bolander, who's doing a great job. I've got a couple running backs that can, take it to the house from anywhere, which is always a nice thing. In Jordy Lane and Tajon Henderson. So those 2 guys. And then I have a couple receivers who did really well last year, and they're returning starters. So Eli Martinez and Julian Reyes. So for us, it's like, wow, we got a lot of weapons, but you have to remember there's only one football. So we got to be able to share and do the little things, and hopefully everybody's happy.
Now, when I say this, I'm saying it seriously. I'm not trying to be funny or sarcastically saying this, but you might actually throw the football a little bit this year. You were telling me, off the air that you're excited about the offense and that maybe this run-heavy Norte Vista team has an aerial threat.
I think I would lie if I said we're going to be a passing team, but we might be able to throw the ball more than we have in the past. And let's be honest, if we can throw the ball 10 to 15 times a game, then for most schools, that's nothing. For us, that's a lot. And if we can throw it that much, there's going to be one less guy in the box, hopefully. And if not, we'll throw it more. So you're going to see some stuff this year that, we haven't run much in maybe 20 years. Back in the 90s, we were a little pass heavy. Most people can't remember that. None of these kids were even alive, and half of my coaches were in grade school. So, but again, we do know how to throw the ball, and we can. And so just, again, a lot of work we still have to do and get there. And, we'll see what happens.
Coach, let me go circle back to the locker room real quick, because We're going to show some pictures of it so people can get an idea what we're talking about here. But, man, the locker room is going to be awesome. It's something special for, obviously, your players that have their nameplates, have a completely redone locker room. How did this come together? How did this, come together for Novi?
I'm trying to think how many years ago. Was that 5 years ago? Yeah, it was 5 years ago because in the video I said, hey, I've been at one school for 25 years, and you develop special relationships. And we did a locker room contest for worst locker room in America. And it's sad, but our ceiling was leaking. Our lockers weren't closing. Our benches were falling apart. It was bad. So we did a video. We had a vote, and they said we lost. And we found it hard to believe because we had such a huge lead. But the company said, look, due to COVID, we couldn't do another contest. We're just going to name you guys the winners because you guys did such a great job. And that was from the Holman Company. They came in, and they did both boys and girls side. Initially, it was a self-help project. Me and a few of the fathers came in with jackhammers, and I was taking out cement slabs. And our superintendent thought that could be a little bit of an issue when you got non-professionals, especially Coach Batdorf, who are like, that looks good enough to me. Let me take a jackhammer to it. So they brought in a professional crew. Our superintendent was incredibly supportive. Even though the Holman Company was supplying the lockers and the flooring, our district stepped up and did a phenomenal job of helping me with the removal of a lot of cement. They put in some new ventilation system. So, I'm really happy that the district helped out in that. And then through some donations of myself, I'm fortunate enough to have a little bit of extra money laying around, and Mike Langford, we've managed to do a lot of stuff in that locker room.
All right, Coach, finally, you're going to be out at Shark Fest out at Santiago High School this Saturday, a little 7-on-7 passing league action. Maybe you guys will make a run to the passing league title. I don't know, but I know for sure that your DBs, your defense, will get some good work in, right?
That's the whole idea. I mean, I'll be honest, I was thinking about before I got on the call with you, I may wear a shirt in the back of it says, I hate passing league on the ball. I really don't like passing league. I love Bert Esposito. He's a great guy and a good friend. But the idea of a passing league game, it frustrates me. I'll have the ball on the 5-yard line or 3-yard line, and you could ask every coach in my league, if I have the ball on the 3-yard line, we're going to run the ball. Here it comes. And I'm going to have to throw it. I don't have many pass plays in my book for the 3-yard line.
Well, Coach, listen, I appreciate the time. I know you guys are in the middle of practice during Hell Week, and I will see you out there on Saturday, out there at the passing tournament.
Absolutely. And one thing about the locker room, and I don't know if you touched on it, for me, the biggest thing is we want to honor the past.
Yeah.
And we put up jerseys of former players like Frank Corral, who played for the Rams. Anybody that got a Division I scholarship out of here, we put a jersey up with their name on it. And then the plaques haven't arrived yet, but I have plaques of all the young men that were all county, all CIF. We have an award called Brave of the Year, and those plaques are going up. So it really is. And I want our kids to realize that, hey, there were a lot of really outstanding people here before you. And Norte Vista has been around since 1960. It's a hell of a tradition, and hopefully we can build on that.
Coach, that sounds awesome. Really look forward to seeing it in person, the locker room, next time I'm out there at Norte Vista, and I always appreciate the time.
You bet. Great seeing you.
All right, that's Ken Batdorf, head football coach for the Norte Vista Braves here on the Inland Sports Show. Thanks for clicking on this Inland Sports video. If you're a local business or an organization and you'd like to promote here on the Inland Sports Show, just send us an email, inlandsportshow@gmail.com.